Hello and welcome back to the Shmuseum. Today is a bit of an adventure with the new Shmuseum team car, the Audi RS3 Saloon. So a couple of days ago, we collected the car in Munich from Audi, the car that we're going to be using as the team car for the next 6 months or so. We've taken it down to Italy to go to Ferrari Finale Mondiali, and we're now in Switzerland, where outside it's very snowy. However, we do have a little bit of a mountain pass to get started the adventure that is going to bring us with the car back to the Shmuseum later on. Now, there are quite a few things that might or might not happen along the way. This is going to be a bit of a journey. We've got the weather, we've got a few stops that again might or might not happen depending upon the weather. We've got a long journey. Even if we went direct, it would be about 1,100 kilometers. We've driven 1,800 kilometers in this car so far. Add it together, about 3,000, 2,000 miles or so we're going to have done on this trip, but it might be a little bit longer, depending where exactly we're going. So first things first, we need to get it started, get out of the garage, go take a photo or two on the snow, because how often do you get this opportunity? And by the way, we do have winter tyres, I will point out, which are certainly going to help. Four-wheel drive, winter tyres, the kind of weather that we've got. And then we're going to get on the road and just see how this is going to go. Brad has the key for the moment.
Yep, and first things first, we need to unlock the car and see the amazing light pattern.
I do love this. I didn't show it in the full Shmee video, but RS3.
It's really hard to see on camera.
Yeah, it's cool. So this has some sort of a cold start?
It has something. I mean, I'm going to put the ignition on, put it into individual, so that makes it sound a little bit beefier, but you can ramp it back and we'll see.
We'll take a listen to it.
We'll see what it sounds like.
2.5 litre, turbo, 5-pot, with the individual mode engaged. Right, let's take a listen. That's not bad, I think, for a modern era car. And it burbles away as well. It's got a nice little burble to it.
It does.
Anyway, should we go get outside?
Let's hit the road. Oh,
go find some snow. Let's go find some snow outside of the garage first and see what is what with that. Of course, we are littered with different things. We've been through Austria, we've been through Switzerland, we've been to Finale Mondiali. Maybe we'll just keep them all there because it's funny. And get this journey cracking.
One issue we do have is
how much fuel? 30 kilometers range. Well, that would be because we drove up a mountain pass last night.
Yeah, with not much fuel. So hopefully there's a petrol station nearby. Otherwise, we might have a bit of an issue.
We can coast down the hill.
We can.
We don't need any fuel for that. Let's get out of the garage. I've got the parking ticket, and then go from there. One slightly amusing thing with a right-hand drive, of course. One slightly amusing thing with a right-hand drive car around Europe, of course, is that the passenger has this responsibility of reaching out with the parking ticket and seeing if I can work this. Yeah, we've got it, in theory. Paper ticket.
Almost.
There we go. Is that it? Are we done? Maybe. Maybe not. Try again. See if I can get any luck with this. Okay, I clearly had just done it wrong. Barrier is open now. Ausfahrt. Exit. It's quite fancy down here as parking garages go. This is in Andermatt.
It seems very big as well.
Yeah, huge underground complex.
You get lost playing hide and seek in it.
We go around here to the left, yeah, and then out that away, yeah, it looks foggy, cold, snowy. What temperature is it in the garage? It's showing 10 degrees in the garage.
Which is quite nice.
More parking barriers. You've gone for the narrow one.
No, I'll go for the narrow one.
I'm like, if given the choice, always take the wide one. So, yeah, watch that curve. Let me see. Oh, we're a long way away. I'm gonna have to get out for that one.
You're gonna have to stretch, sorry.
No, reverse. Oh. Pull me a bit closer to the curb.
You don't want to get out.
No, we're like 1.5 feet away from the curb.
We're gonna test your flexibility, see if you can reach it.
Bit closer. Miles away.
You can reach that.
I can reach that, but that's...
Stretch.
Yeah, that's the stretch. Take it.
There we go.
Woo. Right, out we go.
Off into the snow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen snow in a very long time.
No, we don't get all that much.
Which way do we go here?
Left. That means all directions.
Yeah, I don't speak the language here.
Yeah, and then if we go out to the left up here, we can introduce this car to driving on snow, vaguely snow, because obviously it's melting away pretty quickly, but if we go up the hill and then go to the left, there's at least...
There's a very strange sculpture in the snow over there. I don't know if you can see that. A random person.
If we go left here, it's actually vanishing way too quickly. This car is going to be filthy by the end of the day. Absolutely horrendously filthy. Okay, I reckon we reverse it into that corner and take a nice photo.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, this is looking very good. The turbo blue against this kind of backdrop, all the snow, the fog. Brad's getting some photos.
Yeah, it's a bit cold.
It is a bit cold.
We don't get to see snow very often, so I'll put up with it.
When we have the snow, we're making the most of it. We do, however, have a fairly long drive ahead of us, which means we should probably take a seat in the car.
Yeah, heated seats on.
Yeah.
Turn the heating up a bit and
I'm
hit the road.
gonna do this. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, take the wheel for the first bit of this adventure.
Good thing is I can keep the key in my pocket and we'll be fine.
Yeah. And then have to move everything because your legs are significantly longer than mine are. We have a limited top speed, but this is what we need. You want that?
Yeah, I definitely
want
that. I want that.
It's not that cold, it's 3 degrees. It's not so bad. I need to move this seat like a long way forwards.
Not that much taller.
Far enough. Anyway, okay. Whew. Right, time to warm up. Time to, oh, it's snowing a little bit right now, it looks. Time to take this down the mountain. Right, into drive. The beautiful thing with winter tyres, it's not a problem at all. It makes such a big difference. Having a sports car like this, rocking on winter tyres, quattro all-wheel drive, like nothing really is going to phase it. And that's one of the reasons why we can use this through winter and have a fair bit of fun with it. Now, we are in Switzerland, which is the land of driving very, very cautiously, very gently, and very easily. So even though we're up on the mountain passes like this, we're going to be taking this one quite gently today. As we meander down, look at this, look at the switchbacks, the hairpins. The roads up here are pretty immense. Smooth tarmac, lots of twists and turns, and yeah, a cruise on down for us. There is also the Gotthard Tunnel. We're on the Gotthard Pass, or parts of the Gotthard Pass. But the tunnel runs underneath all of this. This is some mad weather today, actually, for a long journey. Obviously, it's hopefully going to get a lot easier when we get out to the main motorways, but right now it is interesting to say the least. A random fun fact for you, that lay-by on the left there is where we took some cool photos with my original 675 LT Coupe and FF on the day I collected the LT at Auto Salon Singen and drove it for the first time, which was 200 miles here in even worse conditions than this, with Trofeo R's on it, the track tyres. I think we're in better hands today. We're in luck. We've still got 20 kilometers to go, as I think we pretty much expected, to be honest. And we're arriving at a petrol station now, 545 kilometers on that tank, which included some fun in Italy and some tunnels. Last night, didn't it, Brad?
It did, it did. Listen to that glorious 5-pot, and yeah, we've done well to get that much out of the tank. But I'm very surprised we've made it without running out. And then I guess the whole route was basically downhill.
Yeah,
we
makes
were
life easy.
Cruising down. It actually went up from 25 to 30, and then very recently, when we sort of flattened out, dropped back down to 20. But we have petrol, which is good.
Yeah, just gotta work out where exactly we go in, and do we have some good stuff? Yeah, we do. I can see the light green, I think is 98. Yeah, we've got 98. Life is good. 24 hours. Is it on the right? I'm kind of guessing.
Yes, it is on the right.
It's on the right. Cool. All right, let's go get this filled up. Are you going to take the wheel afterwards, or am I going?
Yeah, I can take the wheel. I do quite enjoy driving this. The funny thing is, although we've done many kilometers over this trip so far, you haven't actually driven that many.
No, you've
Can we reveal that?
Yeah, you've driven by far most of them, which I appreciate because it's given me a lot of time to get on with stuff. Anyway, let's go get filled up. We're back in. Brad's driving.
Back behind the wheel, yet again.
Full tank of fuel, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, so this says we have 590 kilometers of range, which is pretty impressive.
It's not too bad. 350 plus a little bit miles. We've got some EV chargers if we're in the Taycan. That's where we'd be going right now.
And we'd be spending... How long roughly would we spend there?
20 minutes, 5 minutes.
Okay, so not too bad.
Not too bad, no.
Just not quite as quick as...
Not quite as
fill
quick.
up and grab a drink and some snacks, but
electric, environmentally friendly. You are clear. One of the things that helps having a passenger looking over your left shoulder.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, but we'll make it work.
Okay, back on the road for the long slog from here. Fast forward, and we are now in France. And thankfully, the weather seems to be clearing up a decent stretch. Brad has had a couple of hours at the wheel.
Yeah, another hour or so, hour and a half.
But
not been too bad. Smooth sailing, cruise control on.
Nice and easy going. We're about an hour now from where we're actually heading to for our first stop. But at the moment, amusingly, we're actually unsure where we're going today and what our next destination afterwards is going to be. So we're going to have to be a little bit fluid with that and see where things go a little bit later on. But for now, this way. Well, this is our first checkpoint, and people may or may not have seen by now what we're getting up to here. But we are in Mulheim, France, at the home of Bugatti. We're going to be parking up, well, maybe down there on the left if there's a space. But it is Brad's first time visiting the home of Bugatti.
It's pretty surreal. I didn't expect on our trip of collecting the RS3 to end up at Bugatti, but
here we are. It all happens inside those gates. Yeah. It looks like, is there a space there? No, I don't think there's a space there. We're gonna have to turn around and go find somewhere in the main car park. Oh well, could be worse. We will go park up and then head on in. Fast forward a bit. It is of course now the end of the day, but Brad and I are hopping back into the RS3 after a very successful visit to Bugatti, your first visit to Bugatti.
Was ridiculous.
It's a really cool place.
It's not every day that you wake up and you walk into Bugatti and get to walk around the grounds and look at some very, very cool stuff. Like, well, mind-blowing. Yeah, really special. But for now, we're going to drive, and the, I would say, funny thing about this, while we're sitting here in the car, is that at this moment in time, we don't know where we're driving to. No. We have two options. It's go one way towards London, or one way which is maybe not towards London. Towards another video, but I think we're probably going to set the nav right now for the Eurotunnel crossing in Calais and decide in the next hour if we need to if we're turning off, or if we're stopping tonight, or if we're because if we go through in one hit, it will be about 2 AM by the time we get to the Shmuseum. That's not too bad, but it would be a long evening. So we could do one more night somewhere. I've just realised you've got your heated seat on. Yeah, I put it straight on. It is. There we go. Pretty. The car's saying 7 degrees, but it feels like 2. Yeah, it's wind chill. So for now, we'll start the drive. Yep. And see where we end up. Let's go with it. Let's go. A few hours later, and we're pulling into a petrol station. We've done a complete tank of fuel. Again. Yeah, again indeed, but all is well. It looks like we go out to the right. Is it? Was it? And then left. Yep. How complicated. It wasn't an easy sign to read. There was like 4 different signs. Yeah. All for the same thing. We do have 98. Everything is good. So basically, we are going to fuel up as quickly as possible. We haven't explained what we're doing at all, no, so we should probably do this. Should we do it when we're back in the car? No, let's get fueling. Let's get on with this, because time is of the essence. Basically, the plan right now is that we are heading to the UK. We're going home. We're going to London. We can, if we rush, we can catch a Eurotunnel train tonight. The next one is 2 hours later, so we need to get on with it. 98, yes, definitely. We need to get on with it to make the last train of the evening, basically. Is it going to work? Is it going to start? Waiting for it. There we go. No button here. You got to hold it. I've got to hold it. Sorry, we're not in Germany or Switzerland anymore. We're not going to take this to the Shmuseum tonight, though. No. I'm going to drop Brad off. I'm going to go home. Then I'm going to take this to the Shmuseum tomorrow. Yep. In the morning, maybe. Depends what time it is. Maybe the afternoon or lunchtime. And then Tom will see it, we'll have it in the garage, and maybe even try and clean it up, because obviously it's kind of caked in the snow and grime from earlier. The colour actually does a good job of not looking too bad considering the bad weather. Right, isn't it? It's like, yeah, it's a bit funny. Yeah. It's a bit off blue there, but the wheels don't look so nice. The roof is fine. No, the wheels were black and now they're like a very weird matte grey. Anyway, to be efficient, I'm going to leave you to finish this. I'm going in for snacks and toilet and that stuff, and I'll see you back here shortly. Here we are then. Brad's back at the wheel. I was driving for a little bit, but we are here at the Eurotunnel check-in, where we've been many times. We have a Flexi Plus booking, which is closed. So we're not going to Flexi Plus. We're going this way. To somewhere else. That's the first time. You want any, this one, take this one. Anyone that's got the booth on your side, basically. Well, you could help, but that's easier to line up. I'm amazed. I haven't had Flexi closed in a long time. All right, can you reach? It's time for us to head and board. It hasn't been too long a wait. We were basically here at the very beginning, and this is where you have all of the trains.
which we've done many times, but I think the first time ever on the Shmuseum channel. So we're going to be getting this back home. I wonder if they're going to board us. I think we might have to wait, kind of, maybe?
This is
I feel like we're here too early. I would stop here because they've got to unload that train first.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to see how that opens from the outside, the way all of those panels slide over one another.
Yeah, it's not something you normally get to see.
No, the advantage of Flexi being right at the front. The nail tuck away, and then the side panels fold down to make the ramps so that we can actually get in. But presumably that happens at some point soon?
Fingers crossed.
Maybe. Eventually we shall make our way onto the train. We are boarding, which probably means, yeah, they're still unloading in front of us. That's quite fun.
Yeah, we've been told to put the hazard lights on and drive nice and slowly down to the end.
And then we'll be the very front car.
Which is good. So we can get off and get straight back onto the motorways.
Continue the final legs onwards for tonight. It's not going to be too late, it's only just got 11 o'clock, so could be worse. We're at the English side and they're opening up the barriers on the right, in theory, maybe. Yes, there they go. And then we will be able to head out.
It was a nice smooth journey.
Yeah, a little bit of the drive still to go. Brad's still at the wheel, thank you for driving so much on this trip.
Oh, I've been loving it. I've been loving it.
Oh.
And we're off.
Bit of a cold start, maybe, kinda. Yeah, I can hear it bubbling. Out we go then, into England. Thank you.
Off we go.
Perfect. Oh, it's cold here. 4 degrees.
It's cold.
4 degrees Celsius.
Very noisy, which is cool. Right,
Yeah.
so we have to remember we're driving the left side of the road.
Miles an hour, not kilometres.
Which we've set, I believe. Yep, everything's set.
It's always a bit trippy driving up this
Yes,
ramp
it's
in the
quite
dark.
bright. I don't know which way I'm going at the end.
Round to the right.
You would know, out of everyone.
Yeah, arrow in front.
Perfect.
You're good. Right.
Go.
Onwards. Well, it's England and it's foggy, and the main route we would normally have taken on the M25 was closed, so we have to go a different way, which adds some time to our journey this evening. But we'll get there before long.
So here we are back in the Shmuseum, ladies and gentlemen. Everything's a bit all over the place, so bear with me and we will soon explain why. But also we have the Polestar 2 here with Performance Pack, which Mahmood has been driving around in. So it's been really cool to get to take a look at this. But as we said, everything is a little bit scattered. We've got the Ford GT, the M3, the Yaris, the Focus, the Senna, all dumped over here, and you might be able to see the pile of covers. That underneath that is the Clio, which obviously we're all here. And like I said, we will explain very soon what's been going on. But if I look this way, I can see an RS3. Hello. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. This is finally back at the Shmuseum.
It is. So get out. It's time for me to have a go.
Yeah, we should. So what we should do, seeing as you've never seen it, we'll quickly walk around it and you can give us some thoughts on what you think. And then you jump behind the wheel, we'll go for a quick spin, and you can give your thoughts on how it drives.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it. It's time to have a look around then, Tom. What do you think?
Well, I think you guys have made an absolute mess for me to clean.
I don't think it's that bad. And me and Tim did discuss this, that for a car that's driven many, many thousand miles, well, I can't remember exactly how many, a fair amount of miles, it's not clean, but it's not that bad.
Considering some of the photos you guys have sent me of the conditions this has been through, I did expect
We've
worse.
had rain, we've had snow, we've had good weather,
The snow looks good.
the blue actually disguises it quite well. We said it low down, the wheels obviously are horrible, but the
Yeah.
blue in general disguises the
But
dirt.
you know what, that is the beauty of matte black wheels, is they do hide dirt very, very well. And, well, it just adds to the mattness of the finish, right? But, I've got to say, having a quick look around, it's quite nice. The interior is lovely. I like the quilted seats. And again, I like the fact that there's no real contrast stitch. So there's nothing that, you know, you don't open the door and nothing's screaming at you. It's quite subtle, which I quite like.
There is a bit messy. I think we've got
It's not that bad.
some food and
Got
stuff
a bag
still.
of rubbish.
We got back late, we didn't have time to... It's not actually a bag of rubbish, it's got snacks in for here.
So this is in your driving position, seeing as
Well-
you've just turned up with it.
It was.
So, well, I've not moved it.
Well,
so.
it should be, I don't know. Let's see.
That's not too bad.
Do you know what, I actually haven't sat back here. Is it okay?
I mean, look, I wouldn't want to spend a huge amount of time here, but I can just about squeeze my hands in. There is some room.
I've got an idea. Whenever we go out as a team in this, One of us drives, one of us takes the passenger seat, Tim goes in the back.
I mean, he is the shortest, right?
Deal done.
In fairness, he goes in the back of his own cars anyway, so he'll probably go in the back of not his own car. So, anyway, I mean, I've had enough time in this seat, and I'm going to get in that
switch.
one. So, let's go. So I can't really judge too much at the moment, as we're sat in traffic, as is always the case.
We're going quite slowly.
We are. We're currently behind a bus. However, what this has given me the opportunity to do is just get in normal mode, we'll put it back into auto, and just drive the car. And I've got to say, am I allowed to talk about it?
Yes, we can talk about it.
Okay, I can. That embargo's up. Okay. It's phenomenal. I'm really, really impressed with damping. I mean, going over quite a bumpy road that we're going over now, you know, we know this road really well. It's not the smoothest bit of tarmac out there. However, this rides it absolutely brilliantly. I did just throw it into a roundabout a little bit quickly, and I think I probably needed to be in RS mode on the torque splitter for that one. But I'm really, really impressed so far. As something just to drive around completely normally, it doesn't encourage you to be a hooligan. It's not super twitchy or super sensitive. It's just an Audi A3, which is ultimately what these things should do. That's the beauty of an RS or an M car, an AMG, is that you can get in them, use them absolutely every day, and you'd never know the difference. You know, you can give it to grandma and she can take it to the shops, and without a single problem. But the moment you get on the right road, which is not this one right now, and press the right buttons, I'm sure it turns into a bit of a monster. So hopefully, going up here, we're taking a turn in. Hopefully no one else takes that one with us, and we can open it up a little bit and see what it's like down a British B road.
Now, I know Tom mentioned that all the cars have been moved around fairly randomly, and this is why. The guys at Cleaning Equipment Services Limited have lent us this Tenant T7. It's essentially a floor cleaner, scrubber. It's pretty cool. We've got a horn. Doesn't really sound like a horn, but we have this. We've got some product, and Tom has been making some pretty good progress at cleaning the floor. I mean, if you zoom in at the far corner, you can see the difference where he's left, because we are going to show you this in a bit more detail in another video. Hence, we've left that section. I think we may have left the office and a few other places as well to be cleaned up. But we need to talk about the RS3, and I would get off of this thing, but why should I? I can just drive around on it. So, we finally met. Let's not crash into it first of all, hang on. Let's just get around to here. So we've made it back to the Shmuseum with the RS3. We've had a pretty crazy trip. I mean, it's a lot of driving, I've been enjoying myself using the RS3. I can finally drive a Shmee150, kind of. We'll go with that. This really fits in with all of the colours in here. Obviously, turbo blue, lovely colour. Over this way, follow me. We've got obviously the Roadster, the STO and the GT Black Series, which are all nice and bright, along with the other side, M3 and Yaris, Focus, and the Senna I think is tucked in right at the end. And the 4GT is squished in right out the way. And I think Tom mentioned there's a Clio with lots of covers on it, but this fits in really well. And that pretty much sums up today's video. It's great to have this back. I'm looking forward to using it for future videos. Lots of adventures coming. I'm sure Tom is pretty excited to be able to run around in it too. Not that he's got lots of other things to use, but another car that we can use. And for, like I said, team outings, Tim takes something crazy, Senna, Tom maybe takes the LT, and because I can, I'll bring the RS3. Who knows? We'll figure things out like that when it gets to it. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It's been a lot of driving, but we've made it back. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.